Get the latest on what's going on this earnings season, meets, beats, and more in Zach's Earnings Scorecard.
Well, it's the 11th of July. We're going to kick off another earnings season. The second quarter earnings season kicks off later today. Eric Dutram, who keeps our earnings scorecard here with me to talk about some companies that are on your radar anyway. Delta Airlines being one of them. They're set to report on the 14th, I believe.
That's right. And Alcoa obviously kicks things off after the bell, but we're going to be taking a look at some of these other big name companies that people actually care about and people have actually heard of, as opposed to some aluminum maker. So we're focusing in on Delta. And Delta is actually a Zach's ranked number 5 stock. Airlines have been kind of beaten down lately. Hasn't really been a good trend for airlines. There's been too much competition, a lot of concerns over Zika, terrorism, everything like that. So real rough patch for airlines. If we look to the chart here, we can see that the recent pricing consensus has been falling here in the last couple weeks and months. And actually something very important to note here is both the 2016 and the 2017 line, this blue and then the brownish line right there, they're actually right in line with each other. And so that means analysts are expecting basically flat growth for Delta here over the next full year period. And that's kind of why the stock is a Zach's rank number 5, bottom 15% for the airline sector. So this might be one to watch out for later in the week. Could be some turbulence for this airline stock. I beat you to the pun right there.
All right. Some aluminum maker. Okay. CSX Corp.
Yeah, CSX. So it's a big railroad. We got a Zach's rank number 3 for this stock. Recent earnings estimates have been trending a bit lower for this company, negative 2.2% for the earnings ESP, top 40% for the industry rank though. So investors are starting to feel a little bit better about the railroad sector. We have seen some better commodity prices. And if we look to the chart here, we can see this kind of trend. Hopefully it's been bottoming for the railroad space. As we can see, over the last 16 months or so, the stock has gone from about 38 and it reached a low just below 20 there. But shares have come back a bit going into this mid-20 range. Now, one thing to note here is CSX has a great track record in earnings season. Hasn't missed since back here in early 2014. But as we can see, the consensus estimates have really fallen sharply here. It's really just going to be a question of if the estimates have bottomed out for this company and if their outlook can support a possibly better situation for this railroad company.
All right, and then Yum Brands is another one that you got your eye on. Did they recently spin off their China operations?
They haven't spun it off yet. They hope to do it by the end of the year. So that's still going to be a point of contention for investors here. Actually, it might actually be good that they haven't spun it off yet. That division's starting to come back a little bit. Finally, it's been a couple of years since they've had those issues.
Yeah.
And we can sort of see that in the chart here. Shares have rebounded nicely here in 2016, going from about 67 up to 85 right now. The stock has a Zach's rank number 3, VGM score of A, so it does have some good fundamental factors, including a growth score of A. So those are some good points for the company. However, on the flip side, it does have a negative ESP of 4%. So some of the recent estimates haven't been as good. The overall restaurant space does have a roughly a top 3rd industry rank. So a little promising on that side, but there are some downside risks here. Once again, though, it is kind of the China story that's the big issue for Yum Brands and their spin-off by the end of the year. So that's going to be something to watch for this company. Reports Wednesday after the bell. Restaurants are going to be definitely an area to watch this earnings season, and I think Yum is going to set the tone for us.
All right. Well, those are just some of the stocks that are on Eric's scorecard here. You're going to be keeping your eye on more, and he'll be bringing us up to date on them as the earnings season wears on. In the meantime, always more earnings information on our website, Zacks.com. Link to it all right off the homepage. With Eric, I'm Terry Ruffalo.